Really hasn't been too many things that have been pissing me off lately, but Instagram, it's high on my list. Hey, what's up? It's Matt. It is a nice day in Northern California sitting in my backyard, and I just want to do a real quick my 2 cents on Instagram, specifically fishing Instagram pages. And this is something that's been kind of bothering me for quite some time, and I'm not like angry at it or, kind of like, oh, it pisses me off. It's just something that's kind of getting super annoying, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to deal with this platform moving forward, meaning Instagram, not YouTube. That being said, there's a lot of Instagram pages that are geared towards fishing that what I would call an aggregate page, meaning they take different posts from different Instagram users, some of them small, most of them are pretty big. They take those images and they put them and they aggregate them all on one Instagram page, and they post like 4 or 5 times a day, and they build up a following relatively quickly because of their activity. And Instagram notices that algorithm and pushes their content out a little bit more. Very similar to every social media platform. The more you use it, the more notoriety you'll get, and the more followers or likes or comments you'll get. And it's because of frequency of use. So these fishing aggregate pages, though, there's so many of them, and they're all basically the same. They're all showing the same image over and over again, and they're taking this image and they're putting it out, on one page, and sometimes that a different page will put out the same picture like 30 minutes later. It's just like this like repetitive thing, and part of Instagram's allure for most people regarding if you're fishing or doing something else is literally, it's that visual image that's supposed to be striking, that's put out by a user whose content you appreciate. But when you have all these fishing aggregators, they basically are pumping out the same content, and they're not even photo crediting some of these people. And if you're like me, you probably realize that like all these regurgitated photos are always pictures of girls that fish, and they're always holding a mahi, they're holding a bass, they're holding whatever fish it may be, and they're wearing some bikini, and they've got a great body, and 9 times out of 10 their face could use some betterment. Not that I'm the prettiest person on the planet, but I don't put myself out there like that. So this has been getting abused or overused by all of these kind of fishing aggregating pages, and Instagram is not original anymore to me because it's just like scrolling down and seeing the same pictures over and over again, and it matriculates over even to Facebook, because you can share instantly to Facebook through Instagram, and so this stuff just gets seen over and over again. There's no new real original content. Now, in the same breath, these girls that fish typically have their own Instagram pages, and essentially, Instagram is a really good way to kind of manipulate people's thought on what's going on in the situation, because it's just a picture. It's not like this where I'm walking you through a thought process, or you're seeing someone physically catch a fish or go bike riding or whatever it may be. So I think a lot of bikini models and women in general kind of got this idea that like this was an untapped all-male market. It's like fishing and hunting is like not all, but like I'd say 85 to 90% all men. And so I think a lot of these like hottie Instagram bikini girls got smart and said, I'm going to start partnering with these companies, or I'm going to start taking photos, and it's going to just kind of build up my following. And so the real bad thing about all this is let's just, the first point was that it's just repetitive and it doesn't look original anymore. But none of these women really fish, and to me, I don't think that's attractive, to be candid with you. Do I love a girl in a bikini with fake cones? Hell yeah, I do, man. But like, I just need to see that. I don't need to see you holding a fish. The fish is not getting me more excited. And what ends up happening is that like these women or these companies, I don't know if they're run by their management companies or whatever, they just pump out this stuff over and over again. It's typically the same fish, 5 different pictures, right? And it's spread out over the course of time. And you'll be like, oh, okay, whatever. And then there's the last piece of all this where the women that do post these things, like, I don't know what they want guys to comment on, right? Like, do they really want to say, hey, nice fish, you know, that's a great fish? Or do they really want to say, man, I want to motorboat you? Because the amount of sexuality that's put into fishing in these Instagram posts, it's unnecessary. I think I'd say 100% of us that do fish, we fish because we love to do it. We don't need an accoutrement to basically go out and get there and fish, or to appreciate a good fish. Like, I'll give you an example. Guy that lives in Northern California just posted some pictures of him catching a 9-pound bass on a swim bait. Dude, like, he doesn't need to be in a bikini. He doesn't need to be like holding up like dollar bills for me to be interested, or, you know, paying me to look at it. I'm interested in the fact that he caught that fish. And I think that it would be great if there were more female anglers that actually did this stuff. You know, a lot of this is stemming from because I don't really fully understand the allure of Instagram. And there's a couple of things that occur outside of what I'm talking about right now that really kind of makes me question people's motives and what they're looking to accomplish. There's somebody that's out here in our local fishing community that clearly has purchased followers, and because it's just went up astronomical in like course of a month and a half. And I will be fully transparent, I've done that. I did that for 2 months about 2 years ago with my Instagram, because I thought it would drive traction or drive traffic to my YouTube page, but because Instagram doesn't allow you to post links that are active links, it's pointless. Like, Instagram is like no way helping you with your YouTube. Now, if you had like another video account, that would definitely help. Like, if you had a Vimeo or one of those other platform services, that would drive traffic if you matriculated all that stuff over. But Instagram really doesn't drive traffic. And there's a guy out here that a lot of people watch that actually did a scientific experiment for his channel, because he's a lot smarter than me. He knows who he is. He's probably watching this. And he found that where his traffic comes from for his YouTube page, none of it comes from Instagram. It all comes from other pieces of social media or where he shares it at. So, you know, I guess this is kind of just like a little ploy, or kind of a plea, so to speak, to the people that do post this stuff on Instagram over and over again. It's just getting old. It's repetitive. It's garbage. You know, take the fish away. Just give me the girl in the bikini. You know, or just give me the fish, or just give me the girl in the bikini and take away the fish, and vice versa. Just give me the fish and take a girl in the bikini. Am I saying the same thing over and over again? I'm not sure. What is your take on Instagram? Is your Instagram account big? Like, mine is, 3,000 followers, and 1,500 of them are ones that were like that before I did the little experiment that I paid for followers 2 years ago. I don't get a lot of likes. I don't get a lot of new follows. My content is just me, which I thought what Instagram was supposed to be, but apparently it's, there's money to be made on it as well. I don't know, that's my kind of nonsensical rambling for Instagram. That's it. I will be out on the water hopefully sometime within this weekend. I've got family in town, so it's been kind of hard to escape the house. Thanks for watching these things, and thanks for listening to me bitch.